Hey, let's check it out, Draco. Continuing my playthrough of Jurassic World Evolution. I'm eventually going to start screwing that up and saying Jurassic Park Evolution for some reason, because for some reason when I'm typing like that, that's what I do. So, let's do a main mission, shall we? So, we're gonna do this one. So, 8 Struthiomimuses with a rating of 12. If I remember correctly, that's just that's going to be easy because of the health things I've been giving it. You've got a rating of 11, but how much health things have I put on you? Oh, I literally just need to go like that. Yeah, a lot of these times like with the herbivores, they tell you to get a certain rating. Chewing through it is easy if you put like a few of the health ones on it, and then put like a colourful skin on it. So we'll start doing that. Giving it all of getting all of the dinosaurs in there. I forget what Dr. Wu asked me to do for this one. The Trodon was the one I remembered, but this one is blank to me. My brain no work. Now there is also one thing to remember. The main mission box, wording is key. Now what I say by that is... Okay, we're quite short here. What I say by that is the... enclosures like this, it will tell you to have, like, certain dinosaurs in a certain enclosure, or... like, it will tell you what you need to do. That's all fine and good. You want that up one more point, so... yeah, I can switch it... oh, actually, I can go here, give it another shot, give it a shit ton of life, and it's at 29. Because, as you can see in that box, it says to incubate and release into the same enclosure, and then ensure each dinosaur remains housed within a secure enclosure. Now, there is loopholes to be played around with that. That's something to keep in mind, because sometimes, like this particular one, there's a chance I could abuse how it's worded, and other times I can't. What I mean is, when it comes to missions like this, sometimes you can release them into the same enclosure, but then move them to other enclosures, and it still counts, because if it's telling you to have them all securely enclosed, that's good, but it sometimes doesn't mean you have to keep them fully enclosed together. Or it's like, for this mission, I could... it could say incubate and release all of them in the same enclosure, and and all that, make sure they're all stuck in here and they're all happy. But if it goes to the next stage of the mission, and it doesn't say anything about keeping them enclosed in the same enclosure, I can literally then move a lot of them out of here and continue without any problems. I would literally have no problems at all. That's that's when it comes to missions like this, that's how you can kind of toy with or abuse the wording of the missions, because if it doesn't say that you at whatever stage of the mission you were doing, if it doesn't say you have to keep all the dinosaurs enclosed in one enclosure and in the same enclosure, you're able to just screw with the rules. Did I release that already? So that should be number 8 straight through minus because I did this. If I'm not correct, I have made 8 now. Yeah. Now I just have to make 4 Eds, 4 Corys, and then I will see what Dr. Wu wants. Yeah, as you can see, like, when releasing one, it every now and then that ensure each dinosaur remains housed within a secure enclosure. That sometimes turns off. That's just because, like, it's trying to register the new dinosaur being enclosed while it's being released. Because for the time being, when it's first released, for some reason the game registers still being inside there before it actually pops out into the main enclosure. If I was able to, I'd speed up the process, but that would take away the success ratings, or the success of their incubation. And technically I could take away the hatchery capacity, but that would make it that I can only do 2 at a time. Damn it. One thing I would love is some type of, I don't know, extra building or extra thing that you could add next to or onto those hatchery buildings that allowed you to have more of the, like, more different things here on a hatching area. Like, don't get wrong, I wouldn't mind a hard limit on, like, 2 to 3 of the success rates, but, like, have it like you could have 2 extra slots, just you could have a maximum of 2 to 3 of any of the upgrades. So you could only have 2 to 3 hatchery capacities, you could only have 2 to 3 successful rates, or you can only have 2 to 3 incubation speeds. And so, like, right now, getting missions that apply to the main missions you're doing helps out a hell of a lot. And actually, while I'm doing this, I should probably incubate at least the first Cory. Where are you? Oh, you're on the top list. How much does that have to be at? 35. 45. See, just put on some color, and I only need 1. Oh, actually no, I need 2. So I only need 2, but I'm going to put on 3. That way, if I use him late, like if I have the space, or if I want to add more hadrosaurs to an enclosure, and I need just ones that are, like, can handle a big enough community. He's there, and he lived for 146. I don't know if that's days or years because it goes through pretty fast. But yeah, so now we'll incubate one there. Release that. Incubate another one. But yeah, like every contract I'm doing now kind of coincides with the main mission I'm doing. Like, a lot of them are get to this much profit per min based on the stuff you're doing. Ooh, a storm. Or it's like the maintain total guest count, or blah blah blah. All this is easy to do while doing the main mission because, well, of course, the more dinosaurs and stuff you have, the more money you're gonna make. Or the time stuff can help you with contracts, as I've mentioned in, like, the last episode or 2. Yeah, I can do that while I'm waiting. There's the storm. I don't need a Deinonychus, but screw it, why not? Why not? If they both work with the same dinosaur, I'll be happy. I don't think so, but we'll see. But yeah, the storm is something I'm glad didn't happen during our Troodon mission. Just because, like, that way I don't have to worry about them getting cranky. And alright, with that, that's the last one to be released. So let's see what stage 2 of the the entertainment main mission is going to be. So we got our last Cory going in now.
Everything's looking good here. These new dinosaurs are perfect.
Ew, that's what he wants.
I think you've reached the moment you can take your efforts to the next level. I want you to introduce a pack of raptors into the enclosure and observe the results. And I want to keep a lid on this, so keep guest casualties to a minimum, would you?
Right then.
You met the objectives and secured a
We're
victory.
gonna release some of these little raptors into this enclosure. Now, yeah, because I remember correctly, it's this one, the next mission, that he asks us to release something dangerous into the enclosure we just filled with all the dinosaurs. Now it's time to release the raptors! Because Dr. Wu told us to. Here's VLC1. See if you can do this. See the joke I'm doing.
Oh, what are you doing? Our new animals are going from star attractions to menu items. This was not part of the plan.
I don't know how to spell it, and I can't, like, I don't feel like looking it up right now, so I'll just go with that. I probably am extremely wrong, but screw it. So you got Jesse, James, and Meowth. Because the three raptors are Team Rocket! Now, the good thing about this mission is I don't really have to pay attention now to anything that goes on in here. All I have to make sure is they're all housed together. That's about it. So as long as there's at least a carnivore feeder, which I stuck one up here, so it's releasing goats every now and then. So there are goats for them to snack on if they want. The game doesn't care if the carnivores kill any of the herbivores in here, so that's good. Because in this specific mission it doesn't say to keep them alive. And you see there's no icons on them, so that's fine. All I have to do is make sure they stay in this enclosure. Second, I thought you were going to try to break out. So yeah, it's like, I can literally just leave them to their devices, even though the rats are going to go on a one big killing spree.
I really like this one. I think you will too.
And again, this will be one of those times where, as I said, times like this where literally you just have time to get down. Like, I could go off and do whatever the hell I want now. Like if I wanted to, I could technically build another enclosure somewhere around here, but I always like to wait till the main missions are over. Some people have different ways. This is the thing that I like, is the fact that you can set up main missions, and then when you've got main missions like this where you don't have to have your attention on it 100%, you can go off and just literally do your own thing, manage your island, just do whatever you want, and come back when something is requiring your attention. Like right now. I'll just quickly do that. Yeah, the Team Rocket Raptors are kind of sticking close together, and I find it funny that the technical Meowth is the leader of the pack. Yes, there's fossils. Give me a fucking contract.
So smoothly. Keep up the good work. I knew you'd be able to finish that contract, and my belief in you has been rewarded. Thanks.
Yes, there's that one mission that I love to see.
Opportunity is knocking. Answer.
Now, we want to go over here. Enclosure. No, we want operations. Security center for starters. Somewhere where it's going to be accessed by these things as well. Can't put directly there because that would block the thing for the people. Unless sweet. And cool. Main mission done.
That was unexpected and spectacular. Our guests do really love watching our dinosaurs fight. A modern coliseum, right? Colossal entertainment. Yeah, that works. Just let me in on it next time, yeah?
All part of my research. And it boosted your entertainment value. A win all around. And considering how some of the animals fared, I'd say a bruised ego was worth the price, wouldn't you?
Truth is, I don't much like you, Dr. Wu, and I'm not alone. But it is hard to argue with your results.
Why did I send that one?
Really great job on that contract.
Oh well, whatever. While we have time, I'm going to quickly do the last one.
Right, here we go. I need you to incubate and release a specific dinosaur into a cohabitation enclosure. Get to it then.
Hey now, what have we here? Looks like Dr. Dewey is driving and you are along for the ride. Or am I missing something? Honestly, I've been known to do that before.
All for sanctuary. Just like just the mass selling of dinosaurs. I would love for the game to tell us where these dinosaurs go. To be honest, one idea I would love to see, they'd never do it, but one thing I'd love to see implemented is a extra feature added, like to the carnivore feeders, which like you've got the cut up meat, but it tells you or gives you a new meat option which tells you like that it's dinosaurs that say you've had dinosaurs that have died, or dinosaurs that you sell off the island and for some reason off the island they've died and they've come back and they've just been used for food. It's like it kind of brings the whole thing full circle. Alright, while I'm doing this, one thing I should be doing is this. Way over here. Because this is the only spot the son of a bitch tends to be. Genetics. I'll just research that little thing and I'll go into here and get that one. Because I have the money to spare now. I want entertainment.
Take this contract. It's a good
At the
one
Larman.
for both of us.
I'll accept that for now, why not? What site is that? The Larman. Do not know. Which one? Is it one over here? Garden Park. Nope, nope. Morrison. Nope. There it is. Okay, why not? I guess. Mostly just trying to make sure we get keep them all somewhat happy, because the last thing we need is we doing a main mission and then one of them to sabotage us.
Or around here, more precisely, roaring.
Alright, so security center at least bumped up some money, I believe, so we want, operations, because this time we're going to put the science center down. Right over here. Because these are what will help bump up the money. And technically you can have more than one of each of these down, that's why you can see Science and Security Center 1. I believe this one's now, 1, so yeah. If I wanted to, I could put I don't know, 5 of each of them down, just to raise a crap ton of money up. I'll only do that if it's necessary. Alright, let's check what our little old enclosure's got left. We got 1. Yep, that's it. Cool. Alright, so gonna put it in. Where's Draco Rex? I'll start with Eddie, because if I remember correctly, I don't remember if it was Draco Rex or there was one dinosaur that hated that even if it had 3 of itself, it liked a population of something. So I don't know if Draco Rex complains about population being too low. Alright, so I've got good missions going.
Dr. Dewar here with another contract.
Another time one, cool. Alright, so when that fewer guest things runs out, then I can just put another one down.
Can
provide safety for our guests, and I never want to experience that again.
Yes, Claire, we get it. You're all about the dinosaurs now. Though, you probably should have realized, like, the value of dinosaurs before all the trouble of Jurassic World, but hey, you learned, eventually. It just took an Indominus Rex trying to eat your entire park's worth of guests, including you, to realize that.
Responding to resupply request. Adding to the list.
I will have to say that, like, I love all of the people in Jurassic Parks and the Jurassic Worlds. Like, all of the actors are phenomenal. Like, I don't, like, I've never really had anything mean to say about any of their acting performances. Like, I know some people have issues with some of them, but I simply just love the Jurassic Parks, and I appreciate all the actors that were in all the movies. Everyone has their issues, but for me, Jurassic Park, even with its, like, especially the issues of the first one, where it's, like, things that I'm not talking about the Jurassic Park where, like, the raptors were incorrect size or stuff like that, but, more the, what do you call it, the little hiccups here and there, like, with the Dilophosaurus's neck flaps, where, if you look carefully enough, you see the string that pulls them and opens them up, and forever ruins that scene. I'm like, I could still sit down and love them, because they're my favourite movies. I mean, hell, for, like, anyone that's even remotely interested in hearing this, I have watched Jurassic Park 1 at the bare minimum so many times that I have 5 discs that can't be watched anymore. That's how much I've watched them. I have watched all 5, I've watched the original 3 especially, Jurassic Parks quite a few times, but I've watched number 1 especially so many times that I had to throw out a few discs because they legitimately would not play anymore from how much I watched them. Now, I don't know if today's discs are more durable now, but yeah. Alright, so next I'll do the Triceratops. They're all being released. Yes. Right, where are the gorgeous tracks? There they are. Can you release faster, mon ami? Any day now. There we go. Now, my mind may have forgotten, so I do not remember exactly. But if I'm not... Oh, actually, well, maybe I'll do these. If I'm not mistaken, Dr. Wu will send, like, a message... Oh, hold on. No. Dr. Wu will message me in a moment when those trikes are done and the Aurora Titan is released into there. And he will ask me to release I think a Baryonyx into there. I do not remember. It's been a little bit. So I think the first time I did these, I did this one first. And then yeah, you can see the see this line of fossil things here that I'm pretty much keeping until the next island, so that way I've got my spare fund, because there's a chance I'm probably going to need it. And then yeah, as like before, once like there's no unless like really important happens on this island for you guys, I'll probably do the 5-starring of this island off camera, just because like I'll unlock the stuff that this island has to offer, and then the next act, like if we finish this mission in this episode, next episode you'll probably be seeing me on the next island. Alright, so is there any feeders in here that need resupply? No. Alright, so now I just need the alternative Titan, which I'll be using this incubation speed thing, being I only need one of it, but I do not know if it's... Actually, while we're waiting, let's check that. Does it need more than one though? So I'm pretty sure it's going to. Normally you could not check, but with the Doctor Woo, you can. Yeah, you like a social 3. As I figured. I will bump up your health still. Go to fossils. Problem is though, you've only got one area on the entire bloody map where you can be gotten, so it takes forever.
Now this contract could really help us both out.
No. I'm still trying to get an Lord Titan, let alone put in this enclosure with a Chunkingosaurus. So you can wait, my good man. Should probably check that. Management view.
I'll admit that someone besides me did something of value. We do
Yeah,
work
you guys
together.
are cranky about that. Yeah, the security center, the research center, and the expedition center will all require food and drink as well, so just keep that in mind. That's why I put the security center right near the front where those front ones are, and the science center here. But I will also, like, the reason why a lot of my rating's down is because these are negatively impacting my rating, as I've mentioned in the previous video. Like, right now, as you can see, all of my things are in 70s and low 80s. That's because all 4 of these are getting cranky about having no food, water, shopping, or fun, or toiletry. Now, beforehand, this would have been the reason why that's happening. Because like, if I didn't put these down, before even that was put down, this would be doing the exact same thing they're doing now, which would be lowering my rating just because I haven't got anything near them. I will be putting stuff near them later, but not right now. Because I don't need to right now. Right now I'm at a good point, so I don't have to worry about putting I don't have to worry about putting too much emphasis into the management of the department heads. It's a Lord Titan, one of those ones that has to wait till like right near the end. Yes, it is. You son of a bitch. Yep, it's either that one or that one. One of those two that gives me the ability to, at the bare minimum, lower its social. You know what? Actually, I don't need to do that, so screw it. I have enough. I'm just going to incubate through. It's going to be a bit slower, but there's not much we can do about that. And technically, like, you guys don't have to wait because I'll be cutting out a bit, just like the waiting time between now and when they get released, so yeah. Alright, so let's release these guys into the enclosure, shall we? Yeah, now if I don't... If, like, after the first one it'll tell me, but if I remember correctly, he's going to ask me to put in a battery.
Great. Now that you've given Dr. Duo what she wants, let's
Quite a
take care of
gorgeous
my
one.
real agenda. I need data on how this dinosaur species deals with predators. Introduce a baryonyx into the enclosure.
Yep, there's a battery.
Observable
Okay,
violence
so
is what I'm after.
I just want to
Remember,
check if
this
I
is
wasn't-
nature. And nature is
So you're
without
good.
sympathy.
Where's actually while I'm doing this? Hatchery capacity replaced for speed, incubation speed, and incubation speed.
From the late Cretaceous period. According to Dr. Dewar's notes, anyway. Hey,
Alright,
Doc,
where are you,
don't seem all
Barry?
that swan-like to me, though.
There you are. And what I just did there, even though I don't need it for here, it's for future later, like when I use the baryonyx later, I made it so that way it's harder to get it pissed off. And hopefully, because I put 2 incubation speed 3.0s on here, hopefully that will speed up the process. And there's no way it's going to fail because it's at 104% success rate. So hopefully that speeds through without too much time waiting. Oh, of course. We were about to release a baryonyx. Let's have a storm to piss it off even more. Because why the frick not? Yeah, I know. Screw it. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it to do its own devices because I already know what's gonna happen.
Oh my god, what have you done? Please tell me this was a mistake.
Alright, I'll send you to go. Bloop, 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 and bloop. Oh, yeah, I kind of sent you to 5 things. Whoopsie.
Another contract.
Not right now.
Picking up asset.
You see, like, missions like this are pretty easy. You're allowed to freely go do what you want, because as long as the enclosure is designed big enough and or in a way that when you're doing your main missions, the dinosaurs inside won't care too much. Like, the Draco Rexes, they're fine, I guess. The Baryonyx, he is currently, like, borderline happy, because there's just enough wetland for him. So with all of that in place, and wait, where are the Allura Titans? There they are. So they're probably the only thing's going to start getting cranky because one of them did die. But in saying that though, the Baryonyx will probably go after them at one point. For missions like this, it's pretty easy just to literally just let it go through its motions and go do what you want. Like, you don't, like, right now I've kind of just connected this because at one point I plan to readjust this. And having this connected not only allows that this park will stay running while I'm fiddling with it, but it kind of is like a theory.
I'm not sure that time is now.
Oh, shut up. Now, it really wouldn't, like, there's no chance the Baryonyx could lose this fight, but by technicality, I don't think it would matter, because if you go to the map, the only time a dinosaur would be crucial and cannot die, if it's got you'll see like a symbol next to, like, on that bubble that's, like, related to the main mission that you're doing. If they have one there, that means that it's imperative they don't die, because if they do, you'll fail.
Created other than wholesale slaughter. This is your doing, and I pray for your sake that this was a mistake.
There's been no mistake, Jadal. Merely instruction. I needed some data, and this was the best way for me to acquire it.
I see. Had I been aware of your involvement, Dr. Wu, I may not have reacted quite so... anyway. Sometimes science is a series of hard choices. I understand that better than most. You did what needed to be done. Hopefully we won't have one like that again anytime soon.
Yeah, they kind of make it very clear that no one really agrees or likes Dr. Wu because of, like, his shady doings and his weird experiments. But yeah, it doesn't, like, he is kind of a head of department, so it's not really much they can do. The one thing that still surprises me though, like, don't get me wrong, again, Doctor Wu is my favourite character, right before John Hammond, and I really, like, he is an absolute genius, which is probably why he was kept around for Jurassic World. But, like, so, like, John Hammond, he has probably the biggest knack for picking a few ill-equipped characters, per se, for the jobs that he has in his park. Hold on, I'll wait for this.
A facility that is completely off the grid. Even the Hammond Foundation is unaware of its existence. I'm letting you in on this because we are under direct threat, and I need your help. I'm working on new hybrid dinosaurs, and I can't do it alone. But like some of our predator friends, we'll need to plan in secret and deceive before we strike. So I'm counting you in because your only answer is yes.
Dun dun dun. Because, like, as I was saying, like, John Hammond, bless his heart, but he picked quite a few people for his park who, although yes, they were great at doing their job and they were probably some of the best to do their jobs in their field, the fact remains that it was because of those people that everything went to hell. For, like, for a bit of trivia, in case anyone has ever wondered about Jurassic Park 1, some people could, like, when it comes to Dennis Nedry, people could think that, like, a million and one things about him, whether he's, like, he is just playing greedy, or if some people actually are trying to sympathize with him. Like, for one reason or another, I've heard quite a few things. The fact of the matter is, there is a comic book series, as far as I'm sure it's canon, but there's a comic book series that I do not remember the name of. It depicts Jurassic Park before any of it, before the Jurassic Park itself. It's literally the before the park even existed section, which you get to see quite a lot into their history, and one of the things you get to see is how Hammond hired Nedry. This is just a bit of trivia before we head off. The way it works is, what was it? Dennis Nedry. He's incredibly smart. We all knew this. Like, he's incredibly intelligent, and that's why Hammond picked him for the coding and all that of his park. But one thing that most people don't know is okay, I have got them all trained. Okay. One thing people don't know is the fact that Dennis Nedry was approached by John Hammond and about the job offer, and John Hammond actually went to him and said, alright, he explained the job thoroughly as best he could, and then pretty much said to Nedry, because Nedry thought it was an absolute joke, Nedry thought he was pulling his leg, and to kind of cement that he was serious, John Hammond literally said, because of literally how important a role he was going to be playing and how big this endeavor was going to be, he said to him to pretty much name his price. Now, Nedry, he thought the guy was full of shit. He literally did. Now, he figured that if he gave Hammond some type of weird ass or bullshit figure, that Hammond would just deny it and you would have no more on the subject. That is actually not the case. What happened was, Nedry gave him a large figure of what he wanted to be paid, and John Hammond accepted. So was quite fully accepted his terms, because he did say for him to name his price, and Nedry was surprised. It's kind of shocking. He actually accepted what price range he wanted. But okay, that confirms my theory about the pathway. But the one thing that was important about it was when Nedry got to the island, he saw the dinosaurs in kind of the enclosures that were a lot different than what you see in the movie, and he saw wild triceratops and stuff like that. And at first he couldn't believe his eyes and thought this was all fake and that Hammond was absolutely pulling his leg. And Hammond said no, this is all real, and actually showed him the park, he showed him how everything worked, he showed him that all of this was real and it was happening. That's when Nedry, his greed, that's when you find out Nedry actually was indeed greedy. Because if for the people that thought that this was that he wasn't greedy, that he was just hard with the times or something like that, because in the next few pages of the comic book, you actually see Nedry think that he had shortchanged himself, that he should have asked for more out of Hammond for something of this endeavor, because it was a money gold mine. So he started demanding more money from John Hammond. Hell, there was even a few times, I don't quote me on this, but I believe there was a few times where he tried to kill John Hammond. But yeah, long story short, Dennis Nedry went to the island, saw everything that was going on, realizing Hammond wasn't pulling his leg, and literally after all that, started demanding more, and Hammond said no. Because before they went to the island, John Hammond specifically told him what the job was and told him to name his price. Now, that it was a legitimate deal. He didn't hold anything back. He didn't restrict any information. He legitimately just gave Nedry the free rein to name any price he wanted and agree to the job he was being offered. Dennis Nedry did that. So to then ask for more, that was just Nedry being greedy, and because John kept turned around and just said no and just kept refusing, that's what led Dennis to the events that you see in the movie. It wasn't the fact that he was down on his luck, it wasn't the fact that there was any family ties or issues, if people thought that. It wasn't any of a number of issues I've seen people talk about. The legitimate reason is actually as simple as he was greedy. He wanted more money because he found out that all of this absolute craziness was actually real. He thought he sold himself short for the money and wanted more. Just like every time you have one of these situations, someone wanted more. And yeah, Hammond didn't want it. Hammond said no, and he didn't like that. So that's pretty much the reason why Dennis betrayed the park. Anyway, this episode's lasting a lot longer than most of the others. Or maybe not, depending on how much of the lag how much of the waiting I cut out. That'll be up to you guys to decide. At least I confirmed the thing about the path. Because, you can connect a fire here, but it does look like I was correct in the sense that a pathway, even though people don't like to walk, pathways get more traffic when it comes to people. So, by putting this pathway up, I've made sure that I'm getting more people to this section of the park, even though there's nothing here, so no many people are coming up this way. They're kind of stopping around this section. Around this section, they're stopping and turning around. But as you can see, there's a gigantic crowd of people. Although people can connect via this, if you can connect via path as well, because it will give you more traffic. And more traffic means more money! I'm sorry, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, my friends. Make sure you hit the bell notification icon down below to be notified by any of our shenanigans that we post every weekend. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, check out the videos, and we shall see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.